Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's
Let's
go!
go. Hi, I'm Linnetta,
And I'm Patrick.
and we are co founders of
Vertical
Vertical Connections
Connections
Inc.
Inc.
What a beautiful evening.
It is so awesome to be outside, being able to share with others, and just reflect on today's message.
Absolutely. If I remember right, it was on conflict.
Yes. And also the fact that there can be a positive side to conflict.
Yes, sometimes we are quick to run from conflict or try to ignore it and think it's just going to go away, but the best thing to do is talk it out.
Absolutely. And we know that if we are truly going to talk it out, we have to be good listeners.
Hmm.
And when we're listening, we shouldn't try to be formulating our reply or response to it, but rather just listening to that other person as they share what it is that's on their mind.
Right, listening to collect facts,
Hmm.
collect truths,
Right.
and being able to come to hopefully a resolution.
Ooh, that would be great. And that just means that once we are good listeners, that we also have a turn to share our side of it.
Mhm.
And then that way, hopefully the two sides can both come up with something that is agreeable or feasible, or at least a way to remedy the situation.
Yes, because we are humans.
Hmm.
We all live in this skin flesh, and we have a job to fight that first reaction, which is to be mean.
Mm.
And so we have a job to do daily and to sharpen each other and remind each other, when something isn't right, to not scoot it under the
Hmm.
rug, but to
And I don't know if it's always to be mean right away, but I know that we want to, it seems like I know that I'm guilty of having an opportunity that when, let's say, my wife comes to me and we're talking about things that sometimes I'll cut her short. Sometimes I will just have a knee jerk reaction to something where I start to blurt out before she's even finished speaking. And then we end up having to make a discussion that might not take as long, take a little bit longer because it ends in an apology
yes,
or I didn't think of it that way, and I sure wish I would have now
yes,
because I can see where you're coming from on that. So,
and vice versa.
hmm,
Yes, talking about it, not being afraid to talk about it.
right.
When you feel like you have to walk on eggshells with the one you love or
Mm,
your own family members, there's something that needs
yeah.
to be dealt with.
And we can take this right into our everyday work life. I
Hmm.
know that when we were teachers, we were, I anyway, learned that you had to be a slow reactor and a quick listener.
Hmm.
And I say that because so many times students would come up and they would have something that was going on that somebody else did to them. And if we react to what the first person said without listening to what happened on the second side, sometimes we would be a little hasty and then we would have to go back and start all over again. And that way we would make sure that we did what was correct or what was best for all parties
Yes,
involved.
first collecting the truths.
Yes. And that can be with a colleague.
Yes, 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 very much so.
Yeah. We know the teacher's lounge is a fun place to be. Sarcasm. But anyway, we need to be hold our
Respectful,
tongue,
yeah, respectful.
respectful.
We're not always going to agree. That's just common
Yeah.
sense. We're just not going to all agree on everything because we were raised differently. We have different beliefs, but there's
Mm.
always a common ground. It's called
Yeah,
love.
definitely. Okay. And so, like today's message, we learned that,
Or reminded of being quick to listen and slow to speak,
yes,
which is scriptural.
yes. And we talked about, I love the fact that Pastor referred back to some farm analogies. And when he was talking about it's amazing what a bit in the mouth can do for a horse,
Oh, yes.
and the fact that if the bit is used, you can definitely control somebody, but when you're in a conflict with others, you don't necessarily want to control the situation, but rather you want to listen to both sides.
And that control, which again, another scripture in the book of James, I believe.
Mm, yeah.
Um, Again, controlling what you can control.
Yes.
yourself, because we're never supposed to control somebody else, as you said.
Hmm.
But yeah, using that bit to control our own tongue.
And just slow down our response.
Yes, be quick to love, be honest about it.
Hmm.
I don't agree with you what you're saying, but I'm willing to talk about it and continue to be friends and realize that that's probably a subject we're not going to agree on. But
Right.
that still doesn't mean I need to disrespect you.
No, absolutely not. And in the best part, I think, of when we do that
Yes.
is that we make sure that we keep our doors open, the window
Mm.
open, and we're able to then be a good listener ourselves after we've listened to the other person.
Hmm. I thought you were going to say have an open window to still hear from God, because when we have conflict within us, we shut ourselves down from listening to what He has given us to do. So
Yes.
staying open so we can stay in that relationship of worship with
Hmm.
God, so we're receiving and still able to hear Him as He's guiding us to reflect His heart and not our own evilness that's
Hmm.
built in us a lot of times.
Yes, because by doing that, we're definitely going to grow as individuals.
Yes.
So many times we've talked about dying to oneself and then coming back the next day and being better for what we learned previously. And this is a great opportunity to take that conflict and to learn from it and grow from it and just make yourselves better, make yourselves stronger, and just to be better partners in whatever it might be that you're doing.
Yes. Iron sharpening iron,
Hmm.
encouraging each other as
Yes,
we love each other.
so important.
Whether you're married, your sisters, your brothers, your friends, just always wanting
Yeah,
to love one another.
yeah,
I love that.
that is good.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
We will see you next time. Be sure to
Subscribe,
share
like.
and click the like button. See you soon.
Bye bye.